Hey guys, if you are new, my name is Vanessa, and today we're gonna be in my kitchen for quite a while, getting a few things checked off my meal prep or like food prep list. I like to do this as often as possible, but really need to do it when I do some bulk shopping. So this past week, I actually went to 2 stores. I shared Sam's Club on Tuesday, and then you guys are not going to see the second store until next Tuesday, just because of how our summer is starting. I needed to, or wanted to, bulk shop as much as possible, because as soon as the kids get home, that last day of school, we are hitting the ground running, and I don't want to have to worry about going to the grocery store every single week and picking up things and all of that. So I tried to get as much as I could to end out this month up front. So I've already got everything in here, and by prepping a lot of this stuff, 1, it gets eaten and doesn't go to waste, and 2, it just saves me time knowing that I have like carved out a few hours in one day to get as much done as possible. I'm not having to worry about it here and there as we move forward with our busy summer schedules. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work. I actually did not make a list this time. I'm just gonna keep opening refrigerator doors and the pantry and just see what all I can do that will go with like our meal plan and food that I want to serve and all of that. So let's get started. We are going to start our day in the kitchen with getting dinner ready, because it does need to cook for 7 to 8 hours. So I have shared this recipe before, and I'm actually adding it into the cookbook that Kira and I are working on. It is all kinds of crock pot recipes, and this is just one of my favorites. My go-to, super easy, tastes delicious, and you can serve it with really anything that you like. So I've got my pork chops here. I'm going to slice up an onion, garlic powder, paprika, and then I do need to pull my salt and pepper. I'm gonna use salt and pepper also. These are the seasonings that I put on both sides of the pork chops as I am browning them in my pan. Onion goes on the bottom, pork chops on top, and then for the gravy, these are the 3 ingredients that I mix together. So I've got a cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, and then if I don't have like a can of beef broth, I'll just fill one of these cans with beef broth. So 1 can of beef broth, and that is it. I whisk them together, pour them on top, and then cook for 7 to 8 hours. You can use bone-in or boneless. My kids prefer boneless, so that is what I pick up all the time. Not all of them like bones in their meat. So, like I said, I have shared this before. I will find that video, link it in the description box if you guys want like a more detailed, but super easy, like just few minimal steps, and then it's kind of like dump, go, let it cook, and dinner is ready. So let me go ahead and get this prepped, and then we do have quite a bit that I want to get done today. Okay, now I'm going to start prepping or cleaning all of the produce that I have. Starting with blueberries, because I am gonna get a cup of these blueberries in the freezer because I'm gonna make blueberry muffins again. I'm pretty sure I shared those in the last meal prep, but my kids, I mean, it's been several weeks, my kids absolutely loved them. So I am going to make them again. We're actually going out of town pretty soon, so I'm gonna put about half of whatever I make into the freezer, and that way I have them to bring with us. But all I do to prep my produce is, and I don't measure, I just pour a little bit of vinegar in my bowl. And what I'm doing this time is I have a big bowl that the water will sit in, so my produce will be able to soak for a little bit, but I have the produce in a strainer, so it'll be easier to get my produce out. So I'm just gonna fill up my bowl, completely cover my blueberries with the water. And again, this is what I'm gonna do for all of my produce. I'm just gonna kind of mix it around a little bit and pull out the little bits that are floating to the top. And I'll let that soak for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, just so I can get some extra things done and I'm not just waiting, I have this huge watermelon. So while my blueberries are soaking, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this bad boy up. And that way the kids can have some after school today, or we can also, oh, I totally, you like how I cut that? Or we can also have some on the side of our dinner tonight. I'm gonna get 3 pieces out for the dogs. They absolutely love watermelon. All right, next up I have a pineapple. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut up. One day, not today, but one day I am gonna try to grow a new pineapple from the crown of one that I'm cutting up. But like I said, today's not that day. But let me know if you've ever tried that. All right, this thing I absolutely love. I've gone back and forth. They have another version that also cuts the pineapple, kind of like an apple cutter that is attached to something like this, but I just use a knife to cut it after I get it into the rings. But I got this off of Amazon, so I will, or it is linked in my Amazon store in the description box, but I really, really love it. Just makes it nice and easy. I go down until I see it. Did you guys see that squirt of, see, that means I'm at the bottom. So just pulls right out. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it a little bit. I always skip breakfast and sometimes lunch when I'm meal prepping because I sample everything, even if it is a bunch of fruit. All right, I've got it in this little prep container. I think I got this in a set from like Sam's or Costco, but any kind of produce container is what I like to use. So I've got my pineapple in here. These pieces are like from the very, very bottom. So they're super, super hard. So those ones are going to go in the trash, but now we can clean off our blueberries. All right, so I'm just gonna strain out the water from the blueberries. I'm going to give them an extra little rinse. And I've got a towel over here. I'm just gonna get off as much water as I can and just let them air dry on my towel. Then I'll put half in the freezer, or not half, but a cup. However much a cup is out of this, I'll get into the freezer for muffins later on, and the rest of them I will just get in a produce container for the fridge for easy snacking. All right, I'm gonna grab some more produce. I'm just gonna keep moving along until I've got everything nice and clean.
You give me this energy. It is like you set me free. Chasing highs to stay alive. But if I'm with you, I'll survive. So hold me close into the night, 'cause I need you to
Okay, we are at the stove. I'm gonna turn my burner on like a medium high and then just put a little drizzle of oil in my pan. This is the same pan I used to prep pork chops. I just rinsed it out and then gave it a little wipe. So what I'm gonna do, I picked up this Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. It's 2 pounds. And what I like to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and brown it up, and then I'm going to separate it into 2 baggies. And that way I know like each baggie has about a pound. I'm just gonna eyeball it. And I will have breakfast sausage already cooked for quick, easy breakfast or dinners, like if we're doing breakfast for dinner. Or we also have, like we always have tortillas in the fridge. And this way, if the kids, like one morning we decide we want to do a breakfast tacos, I've already got the meat cooked. I can just get it out and like zap it in the microwave just to heat it up a little bit, or throw it back on a skillet to heat it up. It's already cooked, so it won't take as long. And we can have breakfast tacos or something like that, breakfast burritos. So that's just what I like to do whenever I, you know, buy this kind of sausage in bulk like this. I like to go ahead and cook it up. All right, so while this is cooking, I'm gonna go back to the sink and move over more produce.
Right now I'm standing in the corner. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way you move. Just say you want me to. We've got nothing to lose. You're looking so so now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do, baby. Let me love you, let me love you.
All right, my sausage is done. I turned the heat off and I got my baggies prepped, but I am going to let this cool before I get them in my freezer bag. So I'm just gonna let this sit here while I finish up the produce.
Let me love you, baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you. Just say the word and we can leave this place. I'll take you anywhere you want. As long as we're together, everything we'll do. You got me going, oh, you got me going, oh. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do, baby. Let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you.
All right, I need to double check in my fridge, but I think I've got the last of the produce, mainly fruit this week. I meant to get carrots and I totally forgot, but I've got the grapes soaking, the cherries are out, and there's 2 stinking flies in this kitchen that I cannot catch. They are so annoying. All right, so while this sits, I am going to get some eggs boiling. All right, I love using my Instant Pot for hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to go ahead and get a dozen in here. I'm going to do half of them for just hard-boiled eggs for snacking, and then the other half I'm going to make into egg salad. I found these pretzel buns at Target the other day, and when I saw them, I was like, oh, for some reason, I just thought egg salad. So I threw these in my freezer, but for like another week. I'm gonna go ahead and do it today since I'm making hard-boiled eggs for snacking anyway. So if you've never hard-boiled eggs in your Instant Pot, it is super easy. Any kind of trivet, most pots come with a trivet nowadays, or silicone basket. I like to use the basket just because it's easier to grab the eggs out of here. Make sure you put that inside your pot. And then since it is a pressure cooker, you need liquid for it to pressurize. So I'm adding in 1 cup of water, and then I'm just gonna get my dozen eggs in my little basket right here. All right, my eggs are in there. So it doesn't matter how many eggs you're cooking. The cook time is still going to be the same. So let me go ahead and get my lid on, make sure my knob is sealing and not venting. Otherwise, again, it will not come to pressure. Let me plug it in. And then it really just depends. You might have to mess around with what you like, but I like to cook mine. I press manual, automatically puts it on high pressure, and I obviously made eggs last in here because I always use 4 minutes. So I'm gonna let it come to pressure. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. I need a new wrap. This one's definitely seen better days. But it's gonna come to pressure, and then that 4-minute countdown is going to begin. When it is done with the 4 minutes of the cook time, I'm going to basically just let the pot sit. It's gonna turn itself off, or like it's gonna put like on keep warm. It's gonna still be warm, but it's gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna let that sit for another 4 minutes, and then we're gonna throw our eggs into an ice bath.
What to do? Could somebody come and take me away? I've been in the deep without you, and I got it in my head night and day. But we are one step closer. We're all in this together. Put your hand in mine. Yeah, we are one step closer. Can you feel it, baby? It's the end of the line. It looks like we made it. Let's get it on, we got it going, moving on, oh, it looks like we made it. Let's get it on, we got it going, staying strong, oh, it looks like it looks like yeah, it looks like we made it.
All right, another product that I love is this cherry pitter. It does fantastic at getting the seeds out. I do like to cut my cherries in half. I feel like they're fairly large, just makes it easier for everybody to snack on them. And then I'm trying to keep them all to the side of this container since it is bigger. I'm hoping I can fit my grapes in here as well. But speaking of grapes, now I can get those out of the water, and my eggs are still coming to pressure. So it's been probably like 3-ish minutes.
Wake me from this dream I've been in. I need to get in closer to you. I swear you might succeed. Oh baby, I've been waiting for you. Now we are one step closer. We're all in this together. Put your hand in mine. Yeah, we are one step.
All right, 4 minutes on warm is up. So that's just called a natural release, where you're letting the pressure release naturally. However, there's still some more pressure in here. So I'm going to push this from sealing to venting, and it's going to release the rest of the pressure. All right, no pressure is coming out, but my knob is still down. It's letting me open it. So hopefully my egg's cooked. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. Normally there is more pressure to come out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my bowl full of cold water and some ice so my eggs can start cooling off. So I'm gonna get my eggs out of the basket into my bowl with water, and I'm gonna let these sit for another 4 minutes. Okay, my eggs are cooled off. I actually already peeled them, forgot to turn you guys on. I got all my produce put up with the dogs out, so now there's an extra fly in the house that I'm trying to catch. But no luck, I am not the best at that. My husband Mark, however, he sees a fly, he can kill that thing real quick. Wish he was home. All right, so I'm gonna pull out 6 of like the best looking ones. I think there's only actually a couple of them. They all peeled pretty well. There's only a couple that I think had just a couple, just slight imperfections. Oh, hold on, I can't count and talk at the same time apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. 6, so I'm just gonna keep these in this little container for snacking on in the fridge. And then the other 6, I'm going to turn into egg salad. And I don't measure anything when I make an egg salad. This time I always use mayo and mustard. So this time we've had this spicy brown mustard in the fridge for a while. I mean, it's good until December, but I feel like we hardly ever use it. So I'm gonna use that. And then mayo, again, I do not measure. And as far as seasonings, I'm gonna use the everything but the bagel sesame seasoning this time. Sometimes I'll just use like garlic powder, salt and pepper, but I was in my pantry and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this. I think that will change it up a little bit, and I think it'll be really good since I'm gonna have this on those pretzel buns. So let me go ahead and get all of this mixed together. Cut one in half real quick so you guys can see what it looks like. And I like mine rougher. I can't remember what comment I always get when I'm making egg salad, like a hack on doing eggs, but it doesn't make it chunky. Like it cuts the eggs up too small. Whatever hack that some of y'all have left me before, I like mine chunky. So that's why I just use a knife. Plus this knife is already dirty from doing all the produce, and it's gonna save me a dish. I definitely like my gadgets, but where I can save on a dish, I definitely opt for that. All right, we are back at the stovetop because when I was putting away the produce, I realized that the ground beef that I bought, I put in the fridge and not in the freezer. So I was like, you know what? I put 2 of the packages in the freezer, and then I brought one over here of the ground beef, and I'm gonna go ahead and cook this up. Turn my heat on medium high and turn this into taco meat because I am going out of town this weekend with my mom. It's gonna be like my little kid-free weekend before summer begins. So my mom and I are going out of town. I'll probably share a little bit of it on Instagram, but I need to get a few things. That's why I'm like meal prepping today, just to make it easier on my husband. He doesn't have to worry about getting things ready when like the kids come in the kitchen and they're like, I'm starving, I'm starving. You know how that is, right? Like they need food right then and there. They don't like to give you time to get anything ready for them. So to help on the convenience factor, I'm just getting a few things ready for him. So whenever I do cook ground beef, no matter what I am turning it into, I just added garlic powder and onion powder. I don't measure, I just kind of sprinkle it over the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cooked up, and then I'm gonna come back in with the taco seasoning and a little bit of water, and that way he's got some taco meat ready. I'll put it in the freezer just in case he doesn't use it, but at least, again, it is ready for him if they wanna do tacos one night for dinner or even for lunch. Okay, my ground beef is almost done, but I forgot about my little tomatoes here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those in my strainer that's in the bowl, and I do just put them back in this container. So I'm gonna hold on to that, fill it up with water, add a little vinegar. All right, and then I'm just gonna let those soak for a few minutes. Meanwhile, my ground beef is done. So I'm actually turning the heat. I accidentally turned it off. Let me turn it back on. I'm turning the heat on low, adding 2/3 cup of water and about 1/4 cup of taco seasoning. I'm just gonna mix this up and let it simmer while I shred some cheese and get those tomatoes dried off and back in the container, so it makes for some easy snacking for the kids, and they're ready for when I make a salad later on in the week. So while I do all of that, this is just gonna sit here and simmer so all the taco seasoning can really get into the ground beef.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my
All right, tomatoes are up, cheese is shredded. This has been simmering for long enough. I turn the heat off, and I am going to let this sit out for a little bit while I tackle something else, just so it can cool off a bit before I get it in the freezer bag. Okay, next up I'm going to work on 2 different like dips. And both of these I found from the Dollar Tree. I actually have several in my pantry. So I was thinking, since I made up that taco meat, that making this little, I'm actually gonna turn this into like a layer dip. It's got instructions on the back. This 3-layer taco bean dip. Paige really loves it. And I thought this would go great if they do have a taco night. Otherwise, Paige can just eat it while I'm gone. She can snack on it. And then I have this one too, this Southwestern Ranch dip mix. And on the back, it shows you how to make it. Oh, I was reading the dressing. I don't want to make dressing. So I pulled out the mayo and the milk. I need to put the milk up, keep the mayo out, and I already have the sour cream for the other one. So good. All right, so I thought I would make this for the kids to dip the like cucumbers in. So I went ahead and chopped up 2 cucumbers today. One of them is gonna be a salad that I'm making in a couple days to go with dinner. And the other one I just cut up for snacking. So I thought it would be great to have a dip for the kids to dunk their cucumbers in. I also have some celery that's already prepped and washed. I did it the other day because I needed it for a recipe, so they could use celery in this as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix both of these up.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. You we keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I really thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby, going down, 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 down. Baby, going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more, no, no. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more, no, no. Yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby, going down, down, down. Baby, going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, down, down. Baby, going down, 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 down. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know. And now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. And now, no words no more, no. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now.
All right, so it is now the end of the day. Dinner is cleaned up, and there were 3 things that I had originally pulled out after dinner to work on, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call it quits. I got enough accomplished today, and I'm gonna get those items done another day. So I hope you guys got some inspiration to get in your kitchen and just get a few things done. I know not everybody has this amount of time. I think I was in the kitchen for about 4 hours total, from like starting dinner to the last few things that I managed to do before I gave myself a little break, and then the kids got home from school, and it was just chaos from there. But just doing a little bit here and there. A lot of people, like my friend Kira, she does not like to be in the kitchen for hours on end doing the meal prep. What she likes to do, works better for her family, is she will get a few things done each day. Like one day she'll make a big batch of waffles, and she'll have that for dinner. And then the extras, she'll go ahead and like make a whole box she'll have in the freezer. That's one thing. I said waffles specifically because that's one thing I wanted to do today, and I just didn't get to that. But that's, I can put breakfast for dinner on the menu for tomorrow night, and go ahead and get that done. And that way those waffles are in the freezer for quick, easy breakfast during the school week as we end out this school year. And then, you know, she'll pick another day and prep some lunches or something like that. So with that being said, you just pick what works best for your schedule, get those few things knocked off. It does definitely help if you can prep a few things in advance. So other than the waffles, I wanted to make a dessert that's going in the crock pot as well, but by the end of that day I was like, you know what, we've got plenty of like snacky type things and ice cream from the ice cream taste test. I was like, I don't need to make a dessert tonight, but I do need to make it because it is in the crock pot, and Kira and I are working on a cookbook that hopefully we will have ready for like pre-orders in August, trying to like end summer with a bang and start off fall with all these delicious crock pot recipes. So I do need to make that dessert, and then I need to make some dog food. That way I have some fresh dog food for this week. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed being in the kitchen with me today, getting several things checked off since I did buy a lot of stuff in bulk. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like meal prep videos. That just lets me know to share them as often as I am in the kitchen and getting some things done. Subscribe if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.